To see you all. I missed you last week. I had a very much not planned trip to South Dakota, which really, oh my gosh, I just totally missed. I'm out of practice of putting my Stampin' Lips on. I had a very spur of the moment, unplanned trip to South Dakota to visit a college last week, and we were driving home on Monday, and then I tried to find a time last week where I could do my live, but there was not time. It is such a crazy time of year. Of course, school, there's all kinds of school things happening. Of course, we're extra busy because of track, trying to make a college decision. Excuse me. I'm going to Mexico next week, and I actually came this close to canceling over the weekend because Carl told us he was nominated for Sportsman of the Year at his school, which is like a pretty big deal, I think. There's maybe, I would say 6 or 8 kids nominated. And so he told us that, and we're like, oh my gosh, that's so exciting. And, ready to go see this. Oh, it's on May 1st. Well, May 1st is while we're gone to Mexico. So, of course, I cried about it like all night, the night he told us. I think he told us Friday night. And then all day Saturday, I tried to decide what to do about it. Sunday morning, I finally told him the issue because I don't think he put together that we would be gone for the actual ceremony thing. And bless my sister's heart, she offered to come represent the family. And my sister, this is pretty funny. So my sister and I are 5 years apart, but for most of our lives, people have thought we're twins. And so, sorry, I didn't mean to jiggle that. And so she said, don't worry, we look alike. The pictures will be great. So she's going to come. And Carl said, and by the way, she lives like 6 hours away. She's going to drive here for the thing and then drive back the next day. Bless her heart. So she said that, she said, not to worry. We've been to absolutely everything, but it's been just really a struggle dealing with that guilt, I guess. But I just so desperately need a vacation with my husband. And I just want to go so badly. Like, I really need to get away before the insane part of the next 6 to 8 weeks starts up. So anyway, then Carl, bless his heart, qualified for another event at Drake Relays, which is happening this week. And so he now runs all the days, and so we're just going to have a little pre-vacation trip to Des Moines before we go on actual vacation. And so my husband. So Des Moines is like, depending on where you go, about 3 hours from here, give or take. And my husband was like, well, we'll just drive back and forth each day. And I was like, are you kidding me? You want to spend all that time in the car? And then we leave for our trip to Mexico out of Chicago because I didn't want there to be any issues getting back. And the little flight from Chicago to our little airport is the one that's always canceled. So I just could not get back in time, right? So we decided we'd drive to Chicago and fly out of there. Well, we need to go the night before because of our flight is pretty early on Monday, and with rush hour and all the things, I just wanted to be positive that we'd be fine. So we're going Sunday night. And so I've been trying to figure all of this out. And then on top of all of that, Andy has to go help take care of his dad next week. I mean, after we get back from Mexico, so that his wife can go to a wedding that she's been planning for like over a year. I'm not 100% sure, but I think it's like her daughter's best friend, and Andy's dad's wife is like kind of the second mom of this gal. And so she's asked us for one thing all this time, and that is to help so she can go on this trip. So anyway, it's just like, oh my gosh, it's so crazy. So long story short, it's just, to say it's been hectic around here would be like kind of an understatement. And on top of that, we drove up to our cabin yesterday, which is like 2.5 hours, to check on it and make sure everything's okay. And so that was fine, but just so not what we needed to do. So anyway, it's just been crazy around here. Oh, goodness gracious. So anyway, that is what's happening. Now, having said all of that, a couple of things. One, I still don't have registration for my watercolor stamp camp open quite yet. I really hope I can get it done before I leave. So I'm doing it on a totally new platform. And first of all, there's a bit of a learning curve to that. And second, the way it's set up is you like have to have all these pictures and all these pretties and all these things on there. I'm sure I will make mine a little bit more simple than is probably what is expected to begin with. But I wasn't prepared to have like beautiful photography done this soon. Usually I can throw like a cute little graphic and be good, but the way this is set up is it wants lots of pictures and basically lots of content, but oh my gosh, I won't have the ability to make that happen. So you're going to get like a really simple sign up, but I've been ordering for this event already. I will say that I just can't even stress enough, even if you've done all of my watercolor stamp camps up to this point, getting the box this time, a really good idea. I have put so much into this and truly am making it a really good value. So I actually have been working with different places to get like better deals on things so I can put more in the box. So I'm really working to make this an amazing experience. If you haven't heard, I'm switching it to a course versus just like a weekend event. It's going to be a 6-week course. You'll have access to everything forever, but it is all the content is going to be on a website so that you can work as you have time. There's not like timelines. It's to say it's going to be an incredible event would just be such an understatement. I'm so excited. Now, the one good thing about pushing it back a little bit further is it's allowing me to choose some of the brand new products to be used in the event. And I'm also trying to make it just a few things and then kind of use what you have because, you know, let's be honest, we all have quite a few things in our collection. If you're anything like the average crafter, you have the collection hobby and then the using hobby. So we're going to meld those two together into one event. So Anyway, I'm kind of giggling. It's nice. Well, actually, it's not as sunny as it was, but it's cold in my basement still. We still have the heat on, but it's still kind of chilly in my basement. So I've been bundling up. And so I had this cute, like, springy shirt on, but then I was cold down here. So I've got this, like, Sherpa parka sweatshirt on over the top of it. But anyway, so having said all of those things, it is a really exciting time, and I know I keep saying this, but I really am gonna try super hard to get this done. We do have, my husband needs to work while we're in Des Moines, so I will have some time in our hotel to work on some of this stuff, and I'm hoping to have that email out to you by the very end of the week, so I will let you know. Also, Shelly, you little stinker, I will text you later. If you don't hear from me, remind me, just because, oh my gosh, I have so many irons in the fire right now. But bless your heart, you're just the best. Okay, what else was I going to tell you? I feel like there was something else. I don't know. But I talked to my daughter earlier today. She called, and she I think she's both excited and a little nervous. The last week of class is here for her. She is graduating here in about 3 weeks from college. I can't believe my baby is graduating. It is just, it's crazy. I just can't even believe all of these things are all happening together at once. I have 2 graduations, a trip, state, this Drake relays is a whole event, and Andy has a trip. I mean, like, there's so much stuff happening all in the next 6 to 8, well, 6, what's today? 6 weeks, I suppose. 8 if you include my family graduation party, which I should really get invitations out for that. I think it really hit me this weekend when we were talking to Carl about this, about our trip and whether we should cancel. And he's this close to picking a school. I think he knows for sure. He just wants to kind of confirm a few things with my, actually, I have a cousin who's a doctor, and he just wants to talk to him to make sure he's academically making the right choice of schools. And I don't know about you guys. I'm sure you feel this if you're a parent, but, or maybe a grandparent, but I feel like the stress of helping them make the right decision, not the stress of making the right decision, just like feeling the stress they're feeling about this decision while trying to help them make it on their own, but casually interjecting some helpful suggestions along the way is a lot. But anyway, it's just, ugh. So, and then can I just, I know this is like me bragging about my kids, but gosh, I'm just so flippin' proud of them. But I'm, I've been very prepared for Carl to go to school, but it keeps hitting me that this is like it. And I didn't realize. But anyway, this is what I was going to say that I was so proud of. So he had this meet last week, and he ran okay, not like fabulous, but okay, which is fine. He can't like be like PR every single time. Oh, I so was not planning on crying today. Jeez. Anyway, so I took this picture and I posted it on my social media, and I have one more picture to show you that I didn't post because it's kind of a goofy picture, but and I can't even see. Okay, so he qualified for another event at Drake last week at this meet, and so I just want to show, this is him crossing the finish line, which I know you can't see that very well, but okay, there it is. But what I want to show you is this guy right here. Okay, so there's my son, and there's this kid. He's from a totally different school, and he's got his arms up cheering for my son's team from crossing the finish line because they hit the standard to go to this Drake Relays meet, which is really tough to do. It's harder to qualify for this meet than it actually is to qualify for state. So it's like a whole thing. Anyway, and then there's another picture. This is a friend of his that he's been running with for several years. His name is Mustafa. And what cracks me, so here he is hugging Mustafa because Mustafa ran crazy fast. And so they've been competing against each other in track and cross country for several years now. And what just makes my heart so happy is that these guys from other teams are like rooting for one another, even though they're competing against each other. They're so happy for each other because they know what they're doing, and you know that what they're doing is hard and a big deal. And so it just makes my mama heart so happy to see this. And so that just is really cool. So anyway, okay. I'm done. I haven't cried in a video in a little while, so that's not bad. So if you're just joining, sorry I don't normally cry, but sometimes it just happens. I think the stress of all of these events, I mean, I knew it was all coming, but oh. And then, oh my gosh, you guys. So I have to tell you this. I have one more story, super quick. My sweet daughter got a tattoo, and I'll be the first to tell you that I was not thrilled until she told me what it was. And then, oh my gosh, I'm probably going to cry again. So I don't think I told you guys this story last week. Probably not. I'm a mess. I shouldn't be telling these stories, but oh, I wasn't here last week. That's why. Huh. Okay. Because I found out about it when we were in South Dakota. That's right. So she texts me. So she has like at least doubles, maybe triple piercings. And then she's got a thing up here, which I don't really like. But I made her wait till she was 18 to get like any additional piercings. So she had said a long time ago that she wanted a tattoo. I think it was when she got this thing. And I said, well, I just want you to wait so that you don't get anything stupid that you'll regret later, right? And I don't really have any desire to have a tattoo. It's just not my thing. I mean, if you're into that, great. It's just, I keep thinking like what I would think is a good idea now is not going to be a good idea later. So she tells me she's getting a tattoo, and I'm like, here we go. I'm like, first the piercings, now the tattoos. I knew this was going to come. And by the way, my daughter is quite the sensible individual. So this isn't on a whim. So she texts me saying she's getting a tattoo, and Carl and I are in South Dakota, and I'm like, what? And I'm like, what? So I'm asking her, like, have you really thought this through? What are you getting? You know, why are you doing that? Are you sure you want to do this? You know, like, I want you to like draw it on yourself and make sure, where are you going to do this? Don't get it somewhere you're going to regret on your wedding day. You know, like, I mean, all the mom things are coming to my head to make sure she doesn't make a permanent mistake. And so she did all the research of where to go, of what the best tattoo is, what if you like what you have to do to get it removed if you decide it's a bad idea later on. So she did all this research before she called me even. I think she wanted to be able to answer all of my questions. And so then I said, well, what are you going to get? Like thinking, oh, please don't let it be just something ridiculous. I don't even know what that would be, but well, actually I do. My ex-brother-in-law has the hamburger helper guy, you know, the little hand. I think he only has like 3 fingers and a thumb. On his shoulder. I believe he got it when he was in the Navy and he was drunk. This is the kind of tattoo I'm trying to prevent my daughter from getting. Okay. So anyway, so she tells me she wanted to get something to basically commemorate or remind her of her grandma that died last year. Okay, how, like, what can you say to that? So then I'm like, well, what do you want to get? And she goes, well, I thought about getting a tooth at first. And I was like, a tooth? She was a dentist. She was the dean of a dental school. And I'm like, a tooth? No. Like, I didn't say that, but I was like, oh. And she goes, but I thought that was kind of weird. Whew. Okay, we can agree on that. So anyway, she ended up getting, it's just a design that is a necklace that she wore, Andy's mom wore, and it's kind of like it's like a V. It's a piece of gold and it's a V. So it's not like a choker, but it's just a really pretty piece that she had made like from a jewelry artist, and it was this really cool thing. And she wore it all the time. Like whenever I think of her, I think of her wearing that necklace. She always had it on, and it just is the perfect kind of thing to commemorate her with. So anyway, so she got the design on her arm, like right here. And it's pretty thin and it's not solid. Like the necklace is not big, but like maybe a ½ inch all the way around of solid gold. So it was like hefty. I mean, and Andy's mom is a big lady. She's 6'1". And Ella is like me. She's a tiny person. And so I thought, oh dear, what is this going to be? Well, she got it on Wednesday and it looks pretty good. Again, not a huge fan of tattoos in general, but she made an educated decision. She did it. I felt bad for her. She had to go by herself because she made the appointment like in the middle of the day, and like I don't think she couldn't find anybody to go with her. So she was brave on her own, and so anyway, I was super fine with her decision, which is good because I didn't want to have to every time I looked at it been like, but now she said she just wants something that every time she sees it, she thinks of her grandma. And to say that that grandma has been just an unbelievable influence in my kid's life would be quite the understatement. But anyway, it was really sweet. So I had to tell Andy about it. And he was just like, what? And then when I told him what she was getting, because, when you first say she's getting a tattoo, it's like, oh dear, of what? But he was like, I can't even be mad at her about that. So anyway, so that was emotional too. Oh my gosh. Like, who knew all of this was going to be happening right now? Anyway. Oh, and did I mention I'm turning 50? Next month, I'm going to be 50. How did that happen? Clearly, I had children at age like 12. I'm not prepared to be 50. But here's the awesome thing is my sister's 5 years older than her, and she now will qualify for all kinds of things like senior discounts. And I like to remind her of that. I like to let her know where she can take advantage of a senior discount. Isn't that what sisters are for? Younger sisters are for. So, okay. I think I've told you guys enough stories today. I hope you enjoyed them. I just had to share a few funnies and a few emotionals, I guess. Oh, goodness. But I thought they were pretty fun for you. Amy, you were excited to turn 50. I'm kind of like, I don't know. It doesn't bother me that much, but like I always remember thinking 50 was really old, and now that I'm 50, I'm like, that's not that old. I don't feel old. I feel pretty young, to be honest. I certainly don't act old. And I'm giggling because I'm guessing a lot of you probably did not realize I was that old. Although I think my children are aging me just a little bit this last few weeks. Okay. So we've got some great projects for today. I have some fun stuff to share with you, and there's all kinds of things happening. So let me just grab my my visual aids, and then I also have some fun happies that have come in my mailbox to share with you, which I'm pretty excited about. So, all right, let's see here. So many things are happening. I'm gonna flip my camera, and then we're gonna get stamping here in just a second. Judy says it happens when you least expect it, like getting older. I know, right? I never thought I would get to be old. Like, you just think it's so rough. So, Joan, you're 70 and still young. I agree. 70 is like the new 50, right? Kim says, I feel older. I get the quicker time flies by. Yes, I agree. Do you remember when time just used to drag on? Oh my goodness. So, I totally get it. Okay. All right. So first off, I've got some fun things that came in the mail that I wanted to share with you. First off, I got this box of goodies from one of my team members. She's just the best. I think this is the card she sent. So there were, she's so sweet. There are a bunch of cards in there that she made for me to use, which was really kind of her. And then this tropical mango tea, which I'm actually really excited to try, but I wanted to show you this before I brought it upstairs. This probably doesn't have caffeine in it. Why don't the good types of tea have caffeine? I'm pretty sure there's no caffeine in this. But anyway, I wish they did. Well, it doesn't say caffeine free, so maybe there is caffeine in it. Wouldn't that be amazing? But I'm pretty sure this kind of tea doesn't have caffeine. Anyway, it looks yummy. Tropical mango. Oh, that sounds good. So thank you, Sherry. And then I've got some bath bombs, which I'm pretty excited about. I think that's what these are. I assume that's what they are. It looks like that's what it is. Oh, no, it's not. Oh, this is hilarious. This is not a bath bomb. This is a flower bomb. Grow wildflowers for bees. How cool is that? Bury half of seed ball into soil in a sunny spot. Water regularly. Oh my gosh. I thought this was a bath bomb. Sherry, if you're watching this, I hope you are laughing. Oh, that is so cool. I'm like, that does not look like a bath bomb, but you never know. Okay, this is hysterical because I seriously was going to take one of these the other night. Can you imagine if I dropped this in the bathtub? Oh my gosh. Okay, so these are flower bombs. Grow flowers for ladybugs. Ooh, this will be fun. I'm excited. I'm going to have Ella help me with this. She's the green thumb in this house. It's not me. I can make pretty flowers, like with watercolors and stamps, but not so much with actual plants. But she can, so we're going to get there. And then she sent me this cute Central Perk cup, which of course I love. And look, it even has almost my favorite color on the inside. So that was really sweet. I wonder if this does something fun when you put hot water in it. I'm not sure, but we're going to try it with my tea. Okay, so that's exciting. And then she sent me all these cards, so that was really sweet. And this is the card she sent to me with just the kindest message in it. So I am so grateful. So thank you so much, Sherry. I really appreciate it. Oh, you're just the best. I also received this fun card from Shella, who I think she won, our kickoff card swap contest. And so this was a thank you card for her prize, and you are very welcome. And then I got this cute card. This is for our card challenge that's going on right now from Sherry. She sent me this for the card challenge. So remember, you can participate in this through the end of this month. Ooh, maybe I will do a drawing live from Mexico. That could be fun. We'll see. I can't promise anything because let's be honest, well, we fly on Monday, so I don't know. But anyway, I'm excited about it. I hope that you will join us, though. This is all happening on my Stamping with the Creativity Cave Facebook group. You can find the link to that in the description of this video. Just click see more. Oh, I also got, let's see, there's a card. Well, no, I don't know if the card goes with this. I got this in the mail from Stampin' Up. This is kind of fun. It's a pin for my 25th anniversary, which I hit in February. So that's always fun when that arrives. And then I got another pin, but I think I already have it on my board of pins. This is from Shelly, congratulating me on my 2.3 million milestone. So isn't that fun? I really like this. This is such a simple but beautiful card from the Nature's Sweetness suite of goodies. So this was just super fun to get. It's always really sweet to get a card from Stampin' Up. Okay, then, sorry, I've got a few more cards. Oh, look at this. This one came from my upline, Denise. She sent this, and she sent me a fun little package in the mail, so that's exciting. And I am so grateful for her. Here is another cute card with a grateful heart. This is from Deborah Johnson, and she was saying thank you for, she received a promotion with Stampin' Up, or we call them title advancements. Anyway, she sent this fun card. You guys, do you recognize this? This is from a stamp set. This was one of my actually probably it was in my starter kit, I'm pretty sure, called Nice and Easy Notes. Oh, how cool is that? So how sweet. Thank you, Deborah. I loved this card. I got another card in the mail this time. This is from Anne, who's on my team. She's just the best. And she, she must have she won a drawing in our team for a bundle. So there you go. Enjoy, Anne. And thank you for your beautiful card. You guys look at, this is her writing. She is amazing. She's like an actual, like legitimate artist. I'm a crafter. She's an artiste. Also, these are super cute stamps that she had. But look at how beautiful her writing is. Oh, it's just so gorgeous. Okay. Then I also got this. This is really sweet, and I love how she did this. This is from one of my team members who lost her mom. And she's sending a thank you card, and it was with her mom's memorial service thing. But I just love how she did this. So she stamped on it and turned it into a thank you card. So that was really sweet. So thank you for sending that. And of course, my dear Sharon, I think of you often. All right. I think, I got a few more cards here. This card, so simple and beautiful. This one is from Tara. And this is so sweet too. She had this in there. A huge thank you for sending me a birthday card. I'm blessed to be a part of such a wonderful stamping group. And this is for our Sunshine and Creativity, Sunshine and Rainbows group. This is our group where you can nominate people to receive cards and send cards to them. You can send cards to them. You can also be a part of our birthday random act of kindness list where you send cards to people on their birthday each month. So it's a really lovely group that you can get involved with. Again, there's information in the description of this video about that. Then this is an old card. I just hadn't shown it yet. This is from Mary, who's on my team. She's just the sweetest. And isn't that fun? It's just a circle card like that. So you die cut the circle, fold it in half, and then that's the card. So fun. A different style of card, which I just love. So thank you so much for thinking of us on Easter, Mary. And then one more card to share with you. Isn't this one pretty? I just love all those fun layers. This is from Lynn, who is on my team, and she's just the best. So thank you so much for this card, Lynn. I appreciate it. And thank you for all that you do on our team. We appreciate you. So there is my mail, you guys. We learned that flower bombs are not the same as bath bombs, and I hope you all are still giggling about that. And you're also considering what it would look like when Dina drops a flower bomb with clay in her bathtub, because that literally almost happened. In fact, I was even thinking about taking a bath tonight. I guess I will, but we'll have to settle for like actual bubbles in the bathtub. All right, so a few things coming up. First of all, there will be a clearance rack refresh tomorrow, which technically starts tonight, especially depending on where you live in the world. So around midnight tonight. Again, I cannot guarantee it will happen at midnight tonight, but I'm pretty sure it will. Mountain time, so this is Stampin' Up! Time in Utah. There will be a clearance rack refresh, which I have no idea what it will be on there. It could be amazing. It could be boring. Who knows? But it's definitely worth checking out. The clearance rack refreshes are usually pretty good, and there's some fantastic deals to be had. Also, the last chance lists are coming to a close. They are good through the end of this month. So just a little over a week left for you to take advantage of those awesome specials. And there's a really great deals to be had. So check those out. I've shared on both social media and I believe on my blog too. I posted my list of kind of must-haves that I recommend. And so you can take advantage of those deals. And there's lots of stuff that's discounted, which is pretty awesome. All right, I just, before I went live, finished my registration for the product shares that are going to be happening with the new catalog. So you can register for those now. I believe I have the link here in the description of this video. I will have designer series paper shares, color family shares of the DSP, ribbon shares, and accessory shares. These are just a sampling of the products because we don't even have all of them in our possession yet. But I will be doing a video about this yet this week. So you can watch for that, but they're basically the same thing I've been doing for many years, is you get different items and you get a sampling of everything. So you can check that out. I have 5 options to pick from. The best deal is the I Want It All. You're going to save $20 when you do the I Want It All share. And then you'll also get a free, it's the Flowers and Frames specialty paper. It's basically, let's see if I have it. I have it because, I do have it. Because this was my prize patrol on stage when we were in Houston, so that's kind of fun. But you would get this for free if you do the I Want It All share, and it's this beautiful DSP. And then these, there's more sheets of DSP, but I sandwiched them between these sheets of die cut frames and flowers, just like the name suggests. So they're really cool. And then these are some more frames. So anyway, you'll get a package of this for free if you do the I Want It All, plus you'll save $20. So that's a pretty sweet deal. And then anyway, all the details are in there, so you can get registered for that. Registration will stay open probably through the first week of May, depending on how the numbers kind of play out. Sometimes I'll need an extra person or that kind of thing, but so watch for that. Okay, I also have the new In Color Club. Registration is open, and just like the product shares, I also have a whole bunch of options for In Color Club. Basically your way. You can choose whichever version you want, and it's based on if you want to spread it out over monthly payments or pay all at once, and whether you want full packs of DSP or an assortment pack of DSP, or not DSP, cardstock. Sorry about that. And then the other option is you just place your own order with host code. And some people like that as an option, some for, variety of reasons. But anyway, so it's really, ooh, sorry, I'm just reading comments. It's really a great way to get lots of inspiration for the new in colors. And this year, a little bit differently than in previous years, is I'm going to focus on just 2 bundles for the projects every single month. I might throw something else in there, but the vast majority of your monthly projects that are going to be sent to you each month will include just 2 bundles. And oh, do I have my card here? I did a video last week that came out. Yes, I do have one. Yes, I have both actually cards here. So this was one of the cards that we'll make in Color Club. And this is another one. So these feature the Unbounded Beauty. And I think that's the name of the suite. Unbounded Beauty. There's two words. One has beauty in it and one has unbounded in it. Unbounded love and beauty of something. I don't have the names memorized yet. My brain is too full of kid stuff. I can't remember my Stampin' Up stuff. Isn't that terrible? But anyway, they're really fun. These in colors just have been, every time I use them, I love them more, which is just wonderful. So I would love to have you be a part of that. Tons of perks for being in this club, and all of those details are on I think they're on my blog, but also in an email that just went out, and I'll send a reminder too as we get a little closer to the 1st. Also, our Sunshine and Creativity Delivered subscription box for May, meaning you need to subscribe by the end of April to get it, is going to be Dina's favorite things. And it's one of the, I'll just say, the really colorful suite that's in here that when you look at it, you probably were like, oh my gosh, Dina is just going to die over that, right? That's the one we're going to work with. I can't actually show it, but it will work. You can use anything to make these projects, but they're going to be amazing. I'm very excited about them. Very colorful. We have a lovely class coming out next week called the Everyday, or actually, I think it's posting this week. Well, yeah. I don't know. I don't have the date handy, but the Everyday Details online class is coming out. We have 6 fabulous cards featuring this gorgeous bundle. So you can get registered in the description of this video. I think there's a link. Otherwise, just drop me an email. I will let you know. And then finally, I have actually not quite finally, almost finally, I have an ordering special. If you spend $35, you will get the pre-cut cardstock packet for today's projects sent to you in the mail. They will not be sent until I come back from Mexico. This is going to be the kit for the next 2 weeks, so there's a good amount of time in here. You'll also get the All-Star Video Class Bundle, which this month is the Nature's Sweetness. If you order in May, because this is actually going to spread over both months. The one in May is a new suite from the catalog, and it's called, something about country. I know that's terrible, isn't it? Here, let me quick look at the name of it off camera, because I'm not allowed to show you the catalog yet. Okay, just the cover. It is like country. Almost there. Country Woods collection. It's the one with the birdhouse and the pots of flowers or plants. It's a really great suite. So anyway, that's going to be the May All-Star Video Class Bundle PDF. So you'll get both of those if you spend $50, and if you spend $75 or more, you'll also get an embellishment from the new catalog. So that's exciting as well. So whether you order in April or the very, very beginning of May, you have until May 5th to place your order. So until May 5th. And please use this host code. It will work in April or in May, don't worry. And then we'll send you some happy mail. All right. So I think that's everything that I had to share with you. Let's get started. Oh my gosh, we have not started yet and it's late. Oh, goodness. All right. So today I'm going to be using the Beach Day stamp set and dies. This is carrying over to the new catalog, but the discount for the bundle is going away on the 30th of February, or oh my gosh, February, what am I saying? The 30th of April. So make sure you get this if it's on your list, and hopefully after you see my cards it will be, because it's so much fun. We're going to make super cute cards, and our first card is going to be with a little watercolor action. So we're going to take and do a little watercoloring. So I've got a 3 3/4 by 5-inch piece of Fluid 100 watercolor paper. And I will say that is 100% the key to the success of this card, is that you use watercolor paper. If you don't, you will have a streaky mess on your hands, and nobody wants that. So I was thinking it would be really fun to do either kind of a sunrise or a sunset scene with this set. And we're going to use like the lifeguard stand for this. So I'm going to take a few colors. Let's see, maybe some pumpkin pie, flirty flamingo, and melon mambo. And we're going to create a sunset or sunrise, whatever you want. And maybe we'll throw a little daffodil in here. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with my Stampin' water painters. Whenever I watercolor, I like having a rag, a towel, or paper towel will work, just to make everything a little easier for cleaning of my brushes. And I'm just taking some clear water, and I am basically covering my piece of watercolor paper with my clear water and wetting it down. So it's not dripping water, but it is, you can, I don't know, you can see it's wet. Okay. And then what I'm going to do is just squeeze the ink pad to the lid. If you struggle with that, with your hand strength to do that kind of thing, don't worry. You can just literally press your block into the ink and pick it up that way. Now I kind of did a little bulge, like, you know, the sunrise is coming up. I don't know. There we go. So I started with yellow, then I'm going to change to pumpkin pie. Oops, let's squeeze that a little bit more. Okay, and sometimes, depending on where you live and what the climate is, you might have to add a little more water. We love adding water because it helps everything blend together nicely, so you don't get streaky lines or anything like that. All right. So there's orange, and you can always come back and add more color. Next, oh, that was not very effective. You can also take your re-inkers and drip them either in here or on a block. Okay. Now, one of the things we are going to do in our watercolor stamp camp is we're going to do sunset, sunrise, and sky techniques that are really fun. I also have a really cool tie-dye technique that we're going to learn. Okay, so there I'm blending my colors. So that was Flirty Flamingo. And last but not least, we're going to put some Melon Mambo. Now, Melon Mambo is it's called a staining color. So you want to make sure you kind of water it down with some water. Okay, now if you want these to be brighter, more intense colors, you can just go over this with another layer. But you can see I went all the way to the very edges, which is why I've got this on my background paper. And it's just kind of a nice seamless blend. If you want it to be a little streakier, you can definitely, you know, add in some lines that kind of might add clouds, like in the sky. There's clouds sometimes that look kind of streaky. But isn't that beautiful? All right, now we're going to set that aside and let it dry for a second or two or 5. All right, I'll set that over there. Then we're going to do some stamping with this set. Okay, closing up all these ink pads so nothing bad happens. We'll put them back here on my shelf. And now I've got a scrap of some basic white cardstock. So this is not watercolor paper because we're not actually going to watercolor this part. It's just regular cardstock. Okay, so we're going to stamp that lifeguard stand in some black Memento ink. Okay, so I'm inking that up pretty well and stamping it on this scrap of paper. Ugh. Now, one of the things I just love, and sorry if my camera's all jiggly, one of the things I love about this stamp set, by the way, are the sentiments that come in here. There's a nice little font in here, which I, of course, love, but happy birthday, enjoy today. This stamp set is for sure enjoy today, right? Sending sunshine your way, which is just my favorite, and then wishing you a beautiful day. That is such a good combination of sentiments for this set. I can't even tell you. Okay, so we've got our little, what do you call this? Lifeguard stand here. And then what I want to do is color this in a little bit. We're gonna not do a ton of coloring on here, just a little, but I'm gonna use some crumb cake blends, Real Red, and Pool Party. Okay, so pretty basic coloring. I'm gonna do Pool Party for kind of the house, I don't know, the building. So I'll just put some dark in the corners here, and then we'll blend it out to the light. Let's see. I think that's good. Got the dark at the top, and then we'll blend it down with the light. And then for the some of the trim on here, we'll do crumb cake. And then you could probably figure that the red is for the little life buoy thing, life raft. I have to laugh. Do you guys remember the show Baywatch? I used to love that show as a kid. I don't know why, because now it's kind of like, oh my gosh. But I've always loved the ocean. I always loved, I always wanted to be a lifeguard. My sister was a lifeguard. I always thought it'd be so cool, but I never became one. Okay, oops, I want to start with my dark Real Red. And so I'm going to do just the little buoy thing and then the flag. And what I love about this too is this is for sure what a lifeguard stand looks like. I mean, like I always thought on that show, their little stands and their things were kind of fake. I'm sure the swimsuits they wore were not very realistic, but I loved everything else. Oh, David Hasselhoff. I never understood that. Okay, and then crumb cake. Then this is funny too. So my friend and I, we went and saw the new version of Baywatch that came out, oh gosh, it's been quite a few years, but Zac Efron is in it. Well, and he's just yummy, so yeah, there you go. Okay, and then also this top trim piece. Okay, and then I'll blend with light. By the way, I've not been watching the comments at all. Oh, How many facelifts has David Hasselhoff had since the show? That's a good number, and I don't know if, or that's a good question. I don't know if numbers go up that high. I don't know, but he for sure is looking a little less than original these days, isn't he? But of course, he's not the only one. There's so many people who've had so many facelifts, and it's like, you need to just stop. Just be happy. Be happy with what you got. I've never understood people who get lots of plastic surgery. But that's just me. I guess well, here's where I understand it. Like, do you remember who was that woman who had a gazillion babies and they had a show for a while? You know what I'm talking about? Her name started with a G, her last name. I can't remember. Anyway, she, I think, had plastic surgery because those babies stretched her out so much. She had all that extra skin. Because when you have a gazillion babies that come out. Oh, what was her name? Goss. I can't remember. Anyway, okay, so there's our little shack. So again, pretty simple coloring. Now in our little set of dies, we've got this die that's going to cut this out for us. And I'm keeping this card relatively simple. I mean, we could add palm trees and surfboards and seashells and sandcastles and, I mean, just all the things to this. But I want the focus to kind of be our watercolored sky. So we're just going to cut this out like so. Put my Post-it over to hold it in place. I'm going to run it through my machine and then I'll be right back. There we go. Isn't this awesome? I love how it cuts the kind of in-between parts out. So there's that. Now let's come back to this. Ooh, still not quite dry, so let's help it. I'm going to help this watercolor paper dry on its own. Now, one tip for you whenever you have a really wet piece of watercolor paper, to help it dry, you can see it's kind of curling. To help it dry nice and flat, first of all, once you get it completely dry, it typically does flatten out. But where it's not, flip it over and then look at that. That helps. Okay, so it's pretty good. And that feels really nice and dry. So I'm also going to take and do a little stamping on here because we've got a sentiment that just goes so nicely with this. And it is wishing you a beautiful day because, of course, a sunrise card is a beautiful day, right? All right, just to get an idea for this, I'm going to put this on here like so, and then we're going to stamp this right on the background. So I'm using StazOn black ink. So I know I use Memento on this card already, but I'm going to use StazOn just to make sure I get a nice, good, solid, opaque sentiment on here. And look at that. So beautiful. Okay, now you guys, here's the real question. What color should we use for the card base? I was thinking crumb cake, just because it's a nice neutral color. It'll help make everything else pop. But I also considered white. But oh, I like that. It's also kind of the color of sand too, which certainly fits here, right? We're going to use crumb cake some more, but oh, pool party. Well, that's a good option. Let's take a look at that. Thank you, Joy. I do have all the papers here. Ooh, what do we think of that? I kind of like that. That's nice with the contrast of the sky. Ooh, anybody else? Oh, the new beige. Oh. Well, aren't you guys full of good ideas? All right, let's crack this open. I had to open a new package. Gotta dig out my trimmer. Let's just say I've put a couple things on top of it. Okay. I don't know, I think the new beige, it might be too dull for this. I'm digging the pool party. But full disclosure, yeah, I like the idea, but nope. I'm gonna say I'm gonna go with pool party. I really like the contrast on this is just perfect with the pool party against that beautiful sunrise. So thank you for that suggestion. And I hope you guys don't mind that I'm doing that. Okay. Oh, it looks like y'all are agreeing with me too. But I did like the suggestion of the new basic beige. That is a great suggestion. I actually made a really cool card with that earlier this week, last week, I guess, that I liked. You'll see it eventually. Well, actually, you'll see it if you're in my In Color Club. It's a fun color to work with. I think it's going to be great almost any season of the year too. Okay, so I've got that adhered down. Of course, we're going to pop up our little lifeguard station house, whatever you call this. Of course, I also love that Friends references Baywatch all the time. Because y'all know that Friends is like my favorite show, right? I actually started watching the reruns at night, like before I go to bed, just to have, I like having like something I don't have to think about on TV to fall asleep to. I love having TV on before bed, just something mindless. Better than scrolling my phone, right? But I haven't watched Friends in a while, and it just cracks me up. Just how silly some of it was. Okay. So I'm putting that lifeguard stand right at the bottom, and there is our card. Very, very simple, but a beautiful card. So that background is just so fun. You can do so many different color combinations to create a sunrise or sunset. You could add blues to it, purples, yellows. It's really easy to create. Just have fun playing with the colors. Okay, so there's our first card. Now our second card is super simple, but super cute. We are going to start with a half a sheet of Pool Party for this card. I guess we're not going to use a crumb cake card base, but that's fine. This is, like I said, just a really simple card, but I love it. So this started with a scrap of paper, so I'm not sure what size it is. I was just like, oh, that size will work. Let's see here. It is 2.5 by 3.25 of basic white cardstock. And in this case, I'm going to do just a little sun on here. So let me pull in. No, that is not what I was going to do. Not sun. What am I thinking? I wanted Pool Party. Okay. A little pool party sky in the background. That's what I want. Okay. Glad we figured that out before I got too inky. All right. So I'm just going to do a light little background of Pool Party. So this is just the midday sky in the background. Okay. So a little pool party. You might not even be able to see it super well on this background. Maybe that you can see it's on there. It's pretty light, not too dark. Then I've die cut the little palm trees. And so there's 2 different palm tree pieces, and you basically just kind of put them offset to one another. But I thought it would be kind of fun if we took one of these and just put a little bit of ink on it to make it a little darker so that they weren't, you know, the same. So I'm just going to take a blending brush and some Old Olive ink, because this is Old Olive cardstock. And I'm just coloring a little bit on here. Now you probably don't even notice it too much until you put it next to the other one. And then it's just a little shade darker. In fact, I'm going to put just a little more ink on here. But you just want to add a little extra color just so they're not exactly the same color themselves. Okay, just add some definition. You know how I love definition and texture and popping up things. So there we go. So I'll just glue dot this to this, like so. And then we've got our little palm tree, which I love. The trunk has the little lines in it. And we'll just put that on here like so. So I'm going to grab another glue dot. All right. Super cute. Okay, so then we've got our little piece of paper, and we're just going to put that palm tree on there, kind of like that. And then we're going to use a little scrap of white once again. And for this, let's close that up. I'm going to take some Memento ink, and I'm going to stamp my little, ooh, here we go, my little chair, which, by the way, I hope this is the scene of my life. Sorry, I could tell that wasn't inked very well. I hope this is the scene of my life next week. Like, please, please let it be my life next week. All right. And so now I thought it would be fun to do kind of a nice color on here. And I was thinking orange. So this is pumpkin pie, but ooh, you could try out the new, look at my unused pumpkin pie blends. Let's give those a shot, because these could be fun too. All right, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go over this with my light peach. Okay, so just coloring that. And then I'm going to give this just a second to dry, because I actually don't want the inks to blend on this. I want them to not really dry, or not really blend. I want to have a pattern on here. So I'm going to color the seat a little darker, just because it would be darker normally. And then I'm going to draw little polka dots on here to create a pattern on the back of this chair. Isn't that fun? So again, if you allow it to dry a little bit, hopefully these won't blend too much. I think they'll be okay. All right, now we've got a little die in our die set that's going to cut this beach chair out. So let me quick do that. I'll stick my Post-it over there. You run it through quick. And look at how fun that is. Okay, now we want our little beach scene here to be a little sandy. So I took, there's a little wave line. There's a wave, like an actual like physical ocean wave, but then there's also this little sand beach piece. So I die cut that, and you get the 2 halves. So we're going to use 1 half on this card and then the other half on the next card. Now, when you die cut it, you get this line, which, let's be honest, it bugs me. So I thought of a cool way to get rid of that is to run my bone folder all over this and do the faux suede technique on this piece of crumb cake, because then it'll be textury. You know how I love the texture. And then you won't notice that line so much. Okay, so now literally when you keep doing this, the layers of cardstock will start to come apart like so, and then you're left with this suede-y look on the inside. Okay, so let's adhere that. Now this piece is, by the way, much bigger than I actually need it to be, so we're just going to put a little bit, we're going to glue a little bit at the bottom. And then we'll trim off the excess. Okay, so I've just got that on there. And I'm trimming, 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 trimming. Okay, so just this little touch, but look at, it's textured. So cool. Okay, and then we're gonna add our palm tree to this. So I think I'm going to adhere it. Just gonna put a little seal at the bottom here. And then I'm going to add one more glue dot to this to hold it in place. And that literally is going to kind of almost pop it up a little. Not a ton, but a little. All right, and then we're going to add our little chair to this card. Now the only thing missing, really, is an umbrella drink, which I hope to partake in soon. Doesn't this look amazing? Okay, so we're going to add this to our card. And gosh, I don't know, maybe we should add another layer around this. I thought, you know, I grabbed this piece out of my scrap drawer, and it was kind of perfect, but now I kind of feel like it would be okay if we layered this on just like one more piece of white. So let me quick cut that. Okay, so this was 2.5 by 3 1/4, so I'm going to go 2 5/8 by 3 3/8. Like that. So just kind of a little frame around it. Oh, so cute. Okay. We'll put that on. And then we're going to add this to our card. And I think popped up. I mean, right? Don't you think? Now, for some of you, you can just visit the scene anytime. But for some of us, you can't do it very often. Oh, I love it. Okay, and for the sentiment, we will, of course, use enjoy today, which I'm going to stamp right there. And I think I'll do black. This is Memento. So cute. Isn't that adorable? Oh, thank you, Rainy. do I have a hot cabana boy to add in? Well, maybe Andy will be my cabana boy. I don't know. I'm not sure if I could get a cabana boy though. I'd look into it. That sounds pretty amazing. Isn't this so cute? So we'll provide you with the sand and the palm tree. You will need the stamps to do this part. So the palm tree will come in your kit. Now this next card, you guys, is like so awesome. I hope you're gonna like it. Okay, and I did some of the work up front, so it'll be easy to put together. All right, so we're gonna start with our next card with some pretty in pink, and I actually need to cut one more piece because I just realized I don't have a 4 by 5 1/4 inch piece of pretty in pink. And we're going to take this and we're going to do a little sneak peek with the Leaf Collection stamp. Now this is coming in the new catalog. And so I'm going to grab a clear block to adhere this. And you could stamp this in Pretty in Pink ink, but I wanted it to be a little bit more subtle than that. So I'm going to use instead some Versamark. Now, one of the things you can do is ink this up with your brayer. Sometimes that is a little easier to do. But I'm not 100% sure that my brayer is clean, so I don't want to ruin my Versamark ink pad, and I certainly don't want to take the time to run to my bathroom and quick rinse it off. So I'm just going to go with the Versamark. Okay, so there we go. Now I'm going to take my cardstock and place it on my stamp, and then I'm going to use a clear block to rub this, being careful not to move the paper. So I'm holding the paper in place while I give it some pretty good rubbing. All right. And then we've got this beautiful and subtle pattern in the background. Isn't that fabulous? By the way, I think this stamp set pairs really nicely with this bundle. So the Leaf Collection stamp is going to be in the new catalog. But how awesome is that? Okay. Next up, we're going to start our card off with a half a sheet of petal pink cardstock. And just going to add this to the front of this card, and it already has that tropical kind of vibe to it. So I'm kind of pushing out all of my Hawaii vibes with this one. Okay, now I'm using the new In Color Designer Series paper, and we're going to stamp on here in some black StazOn. Now I like using black StazOn because it is a nice opaque black. Whenever I stamp on Designer Series paper, I just think it stamps better. All right, so there we go. And then I'm going to take this and die cut it out. So I've got my Surfboard with the pattern of this Designer Series paper, which I think is super fun. And kind of matches with the whole leafy background. So I literally am envisioning like the surfboards lined up on the beach in Maui. Or no, the big, well, Maui, anywhere, but anywhere in Hawaii, but actually Honolulu. There's that, oh, I can't think of who it is, but there's a restaurant there that, like a famous surfer dude, I don't know, I can't think of his name, but I'm channeling my Hawaii vibes. Okay. Now, I took a 3 by 4 inch piece of white cardstock and embossed it with the painted texture embossing folder. And we're going to put that on top of here. And then remember, we have the other part of our sandy thing, sandy wave. And you could do the faux suede technique if you wanted. This is the other side, so it doesn't have that line through it, so it's not critical. I'm just going to run my adhesive along the bottom of this, and then we'll trim off the excess once again. So you'll have, more than enough crumb cake sand. Oh, you know what I should have done? Well, it's okay. We'll do it after the fact. Okay, so I've got that on there, and then, oh, I did do the other surfboards in different patterns of this designer series paper and cut them all out ahead of time because I'm sneaky like that. And so we're going to add these to our card. And you can tuck them in, you can have them out, you can do whatever you want. You can do a little bit of both. So I kind of have them all in there like that. Okay, and then I did die cut, or I stamped and die cut myself a little sandcastle. Because, I mean, hello, so cute. Oh, Holly, she's in the Netherlands. Well, that's exciting. What are you doing watching me if you're in the Netherlands? You should be Netherlanding. Okay, I've got that. And then I also die cut myself a little shell. So we could stick that on there too if we wanted. Or maybe not, I don't know. But how cute is that? Okay, there's also a little stamp image that we can use that's got some of these little seashells on it. And I'm going to stamp that in crumb cake, but I'm going to stamp off the first layer because this is a really juicy ink pad and I want them to be a little bit more subtle. So I'll just stamp that on here. I guess I probably could have done it full strength, but that's okay. I want it to blend into the background. Okay, so I need to adhere these. And I'm going to put 3 down directly, and then 2 popped up. So these are all the new in colors, of course. Let's see, this one goes first. And then this one is going to get popped up, and then this one. No, this one. Okay. And we'll pop these 2 up. And I love the new DSP. The patterns are just wonderful. So kudos to Stampin' Up's designer who came up with this pattern because I really like these patterns. They're super fun. And I think really versatile. They'll go with lots and lots of different stuff. Okay, and then I'm just going to add this because it's so stinking cute. I'll put a dimensional on here. Okay. So there's that. And then for our sentiment, okay, I'm going to do, Where did it go? Ah. Oh, maybe I didn't mount it yet. Oh, I did not mount it yet. Excellent. Okay, so I've got Sending Sunshine Your Way. And we're going to stamp that on a scrap of white. And I think I'm going to do it in Lemon Lolly. It's a little softer yellow to go with our card. I thought about doing it on Lemon Lolly cardstock, but I think that's going to be a little much, if you know what I mean. And let's try it on a 1 3/4 inch circle punch. Oh, so cute. Okay, and then I'm going to adhere that to my card. And how fun is this? Now, wait, there's more. So we're going to add, I mentioned that if you spent $75, you'd get a free embellishment. And hands down, by far, my favorite embellishment, which I can't seem to find right now, is the new In Color Shimmer gems, which, hold on, let me grab another pack. I've been loving these oh so much. Oh, there's my, of course, as soon as I pulled out my package, you can see I've been enjoying them. So I'm just going to add a couple of these gems to this in a few spots, and they'll just be fun to add a little shimmer to our card, like so. Isn't that just adorable? Okay, so Sending Sunshine Your Way, and then on the inside, let me grab my 4x5 1/4 white, which I'm pretty sure that is, yes. We're just going to stamp Happy Birthday. And I think I'm going to do that in some Pretty in Pink. You can, of course, you could do it in black if you don't have the ink pads yet, but that looks super cute. And trying to decide, you could also, I think, you know what, this is really funny slash not funny. I always cut up a bunch of 4x5 1/4s to keep in my drawer, but this is like, I got a batch that are crooked in here and I need to get rid of them because they're terrible. And every time I pull one out, I'm just like, oh my gosh, that's so crooked. So let's see, is this still still crooked? We'll whittle it down. There we go. I think that's straight now. But it just makes me cringe. Yours will not be crooked like this. I got to get these out of my drawer though, because every time I pull one out, I'm just like, no. Okay. And you know what? I'm wondering if maybe my circle punch would be cuter if we did this in Pretty in Pink. What do you guys think? I'm gonna try it both ways. me quick clean my stamp because we don't want to put Lemon Lolly in my lovely Pretty in Pink ink pad. I think it might need to be Pretty in Pink. It just goes better. What do you guys think? Pink or Pretty in Pink or Lemon Lolly? Joy says pink, please. You got it, Joy. Oh, these are just fun. Okay, you all say pink. Thank you. I agree. Pink is definitely better. That yellow wasn't sitting right with me. So we'll just put this right over the top and no one will know the difference. So there you go. Such a fun card. So I hope you love today's projects. They just make me happy. And I'm looking outside. It was sunny earlier, but now it's cloudy. I think it's supposed to rain tomorrow, and it just does not look that bright and sunshiny. It just does not match my cards. So here we go again. These are my 3 cards. We did the watercolor sunrise background, the sitting by the beach, need a umbrella drink in your hand card, and then the cute little pattern paper surfboard card. So I hope you loved these cards. Oh my gosh, they're just so fun. And if you, again, just as a reminder, if you spend $35 or more in my online store, I will send you the packet for these. Of course, you'll also get a PDF with all of the photos and dimensions and everything. And then if you spend $75 in my online store, you'll get a glorious package of these new in color shimmer gems, which they're just 100% my favorites. Oh my goodness, I love them. So pretty, and they are just the perfect thing to go with this stamp set. I think too, because the colors are just perfect. I mean, hello, we used Summer Splash on a card with a surfboard. We're winning. So anyway, thank you so much, my friends. Just as a reminder, I will not be live next week because I will be in Mexico. I hope, fingers crossed, that everything goes okay. But, and I can't wait to tell you about Carl's college choice and all the things that happen over the next week. It's going to be a busy one. So thank you so much for being here today, friends. Don't forget, clearance rack refresh starts tonight at midnight Mountain Time, Stampin' Up! Time. There's going to be new clearance rack items. Of course, the last chance lists are just about over, so don't forget to get those fun goodies and all of your last chance wish list items. And then also a reminder that cardstock, envelopes, liquid glue, mini glue dots, did I say envelopes? Those items are all going up in price. There are a few other things, but if it's just a quarter, I'm not really counting it as much of an increase. But those are things that the cost is definitely going up on. So I would recommend stocking up on those. I might have ordered some white cardstock in a pretty big number. I'm just saying, I go through a lot of white. So anyway, grab those before the price goes up May 1st. And if you have any questions about anything, don't hesitate to reach out. I'm happy to answer. And of course, I will be on my social medias too throughout the days. Do I order white cardstock by the case? Well, you know what? Kind of. Kind of. I do. They did send it to me in several cases this last time when I ordered. Just saying. Just saying. Anyway, thanks again so much for being here. Of course, if you like this video, please give me the thumbs up, you guys. That helps so much with YouTube. It helps other people see this awesome video, and it really helps me. So I would appreciate it whether you're watching live or catching the replay. I appreciate it. Have a great day, my friends. We'll see you soon. Bye.